What's up guys, it's Salvaje and I have a secret to share with you guys. The secret is this build and the strategies that I am about to share with you guys so that you guys can carry your teammates at the endgame levels of play with this ninja build and this ninja loadouts. I'm going to be teaching you guys, that's right, how to carry your team with ninjas. Have you watched my 3 essential ninja tips video though and my 25 ninja tips video? You should probably watch those before you get into this one. They're linked in the beginner playlist in the description below. But anyways, let's just get straight into it. As you guys can see right here by this, photo picture, I got an 8,000 combat score on the gameplay that you guys are going to be seeing in the background, right? And the reason why I got an 8,000 combat score is because the tactics that I apply with this build basically make me an unstoppable, constant damaging machine that the Husks are just not able to handle. My friend Binch actually set up a couple of traps in this mission, and despite the fact that he had traps and he's one of the best melee constructor players in the game, I was still able to get almost twice the amount of combat score that he got. Why is that? Well, let's get straight into the loadout first, and then I'm going to go into the weapons and the strategies that I like to use for the weapons in this build and how you guys can implement those strategies. So I just realized, on endgame level videos, sometimes I focus too much on the beginners and, educating the beginners. I'm not going to do that anymore, right? So in other words, I'm just going to be going over the loadout and why I chose the heroes, and I'm not going to be explaining what the heroes does because chances are if you're watching this, you're an endgame player. So Untitled Chapter, obviously you know what she's for, to have infinite sword attacks, infinite secondary attacks with your sword. Preemptive strike, you absolutely need this team perk. You need to do full health, a lot of damage to full health targets, and you need to eliminate full health targets as fast as possible. I'm talking things like smashers, I'm talking things like husky husk. You need to have a ton of damage when it comes down to those things because those are sort of like the biggest threats, I guess you could say, when it comes down to mission success. For my support team, the must-haves for me are Alchemist Sarah because the healing with the smoke bomb is an absolute must. Why? Because you're going to be camping spawns as a ninja, and with the strategies that I'm going to be giving you guys, you're most likely going to be in the enemy spawn, which means that you need to sometimes go back into your base and fully heal yourself up and then go back into the spawn so that you can pretty much carry your team and watch an entire spawn by yourself. So that's why you absolutely need the healing from the smoke bomb. I like to use Swordmaster Ken for the extra sword damage, and of course Forge Fate and Whiteout Fiona make it so that I'm going to have infinite secondary attacks, and that my secondary attacks with my Spectral Blade and my Ravager are going to be killing targets as fast as possible. Whiteout Fiona, of course, is going to be giving me more critical rating, which means more critical damage. More critical damage means that targets will die faster. You don't really need Assassination. I just have Assassination in there because why not, right? Anyways, let's take a look at the loadout and why I like to sort of use, that specific loadout. So the Storm King's Ravager, this is my primary weapon for this build. Usually the main strategy that I have with the Ravager is, obviously I'm going to be camping the spawn, I'm going to be doing the teleporting attack, and after a couple of hits, I always like to position myself in an area where I'm going to be able to send the secondary laser attack in sort of like a direction that is going to cover the entire enemy spawn, and I'm going to be eliminating as many husks as possible. That is going to be one of the biggest sources of damage in your entire team, guys. Alright, if you're able to spam the secondary attacks of the Storm King's Ravager and then you're able to get a nice secondary attack laser beam, you're going to be able to do a ton of damage and help out your team big time. Of course, the less husks that are in the objective, the better. The more husks that you kill at spawn, that's right, the less amount of husks that are going to be in the objective in the first place. On top of all that, there's also 3 other teammates that are most likely going to be killing the extra husks that you sort of left over, and by extra I mean like maybe 10 husks or so. So that's why it's really important that you guys always use the strategy with the Storm King's Ravager. Secondary teleporting attack, line yourselves up, beam attack, and then recycle, reuse, and repeat. I think that's what the recycling motto is, alright? Sometimes though, I like to use the Storm King's Ravager from far away, as in I let the husk come to me, I use the primary attack to finish them off, and then I send the secondary attack into the husk spawn or into an area that has a lot of husk. Salvaje, I don't have the Storm King's Ravager. My child, it's all good. In fact, I would probably say you don't really need the Storm King's Ravager that much. It does give you a lot of damage though, so I definitely think it's a really good must if you want to carry your team as much as possible, but I have the Spectral Blade as a secondary weapon in this build. Do I even use it? Yes, I do. So the teleporting attack in the Storm King's Ravager is sometimes very, very slow because you have to jump to proc it, right? So when I see that the Storm King's Ravager isn't doing a lot of AoE and isn't destroying all of the low health targets that are around me, I just pull out the Spectral Blade and I just spam the secondary attack, and I'm able to clear an entire spawn from 0 to 100 real quick. So that's why you absolutely need the Spectral Blade. The ability to spam the Spectral Blade multiple times against low health targets is going to be able to also wipe out the battlefield for that one smasher that you might want to eliminate with, of course, your Storm King's Ravager. Oh wait, that's right, it's 2020. You don't really need to do that anymore. Why? Because that leads me to my third weapon. The weapon that I'm always going to have on my ninja builds, and probably on every single build that I haven't saved the world. My friends, do you guys remember when I said I was going to fully legendary perk the pot shot? Well, I did, and I don't regret it. 273,000 damage. When you're in a team-based environment, this thing is going to be doing 300,000 damage. In other words, you're always going to be pulling out the pot shot when it comes down to destroying things like smashers and mist monsters like blasters and also takers, because this pot shot grenade launcher is going to be completely erasing those high priority targets. Salvaje, the mini boss, is giving me a lot of issues. No problem, just pull out the pot shot and completely proceed to eliminate the mini boss, as you guys are seeing in the background. The pot shot does a ton of damage. It's very versatile, and the best part is it's also a really good AoE type weapon. So if there are a lot of husk sort of coming towards you and you want to eliminate them with the pot shot as well, then go ahead and do it, guys. The pot shot is just disgusting, and it's one of the main key things that you need for this build. And the reason for that is because before, when you were able to carry with ninjas and save the world, you didn't have the ability to do massive amounts of damage to things like smashers, right? But now you do, thanks to the pot shot, and that's why I think this build is one of the best builds in the entire game. It's so freaking Gucci. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys go out and carry your teams with this ninja build and strategies. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop it a like, subscribe to join the Salvaje cartel, and drop me some fruits in the comment section as well, because you know we're going through those quarantine times, and you know we kind of need food out here in the Salvaje cartel. So drop some fruits in the comment sections, please.